As I'm sure you're aware by now, the brand new main box Shining Sunrise is coming soon, and with it comes Elemental Heroes, some Fossils, Cyber Angels, which I called, and Super Quantums, and War Rocks, and Dark Beckoning Sacred Beast stuff, and you know, overall, it's a GX fans kind of wet dream box, but is it any good? Honestly, I don't think it's all that. There's some standout cards, right? Some really good cards, but overall, it doesn't seem to be the best box going forward. But also have a bundle deal for Super Polymerization coming as well, which is cool to see, but given the new skills required that card to access some of the more powerful cards like Malicious Bane for your heroes, this is really bad. You wanted more than one. Evo heroes, unfortunately, are going to kind of stay in the gutter where they were. They might be a bit better now, of course, having that access to it, but given it's a top deck of dreams, it's a little bit less good. And by a little bit, I mean quite a bit. Let's go into the box. Of course, there are some leaks as well with some new PvP modes, the Tag Duel Tournament and the Legacy Duels, which could be pretty cool if we find out what they are. I'll make a separate video, but if not, then it's cool they're coming at some point in the future. Probably won't be soon, but I did say at the beginning of this year that this year would be the year they do all these big quality life updates. They do a big update, and this seems to be getting there. So very cool, Konami. So first of all, we have two selection box reprints for ultra rares in BLS and Eccentric. On the one hand, this is good. I was scammed out of this, so this is the first time and the only time we've had two UR selection box cards reprinted in a box. We are getting one less SR, right? We're getting Riser, but could this mean that they're thinking of doing something different with selection box going forward, right? Because we've been on a one reprint pattern, and so if they're thinking of maybe moving away from them, getting them out over and done with, right, would make sense. So that could be a thing that's happening. Of course, it's speculation, but I would welcome that change. But in this box, two wasted slots technically is doesn't feel very good. Then we have Cyber Angel Rash, who is going to be halved to 500 damage. This is going to make Cyber Angels a little bit more playable, a bit more explosive, a bit more of a follow-up on your turn 3. But this is a very cool card, and I called this. I'm glad I called this, because if it wasn't in the box, I'd personally be a bit annoyed. But this can on-summon nuke all special monster controls. It's a big board wipe that can then attack directly twice in that turn. And also can negate destruction effect by shuffling a ritual in your graveyard back to the deck, which is pretty cool. You know, that's a solid effect. Of course, it does die to Book of Moon and Floodgate, but then we have Elemental Sunrise. Oh boy. This is a very good card. On Fusion Summon, you can search your deck for Miracle Fusion, which means the mats you just used to summon this, you can banish them to summon something else. So 2 fusions technically for the price of 1 is really cool. And also, when attack is declared involving hero you control, target card on the field and destroy it. So it's kind of like the Ebon Illusion Magician we have for Dark Magician, in that when it attacks, you then banish one. In this one, you attack and then destroy one, which is great, you know, overall very good. And with that, we're getting Prisma, which is also a generically very good card, right? Gladiator Beaks back in the day, love this. It's a Foolish Burial with a Dark Hexil fusion, you know, getting a fusion material, so pretty cool. And also, we're getting Liquid Soldier, which ties in very well with the Sunrise, right? So what you would do is you would use it to summon Sunrise. With this, you get to draw 2, then discard 1, and then search Miracle Fusion, and then banish this to summon another big hero. Hero players are eating kind of well with these 3 cards, definitely worth going to the box for. Then we're getting Super Quantums, which I didn't think we'd be getting for a while, especially not in a GX themed box, but here we go. And these are basically Super Sentai Power Rangers. They morph into these bigger forms, right? You've got the red one here going into the red one here, you got the blue guy here going into your blue one, and these Xyzes all have some disruption effects, right? So the red one can pop a card in the field, the blue one can pop a back row, the green one is a Book of Moon, but their quick effects when you have the red one, or the blue one, or the green one under as a material, which is actually pretty big, you know? And so in a TCG, these were kind of an engine in some decks, and in Duel Links, I think they're going to take on that role a little further down the line. Right now, you're kind of reliant on either level 1 Alban, or you're reliant on the field spell to make it work into summoning into these guys. Yes, they're generic, but their whole quick effect aren't generic. It's a bit of a downside, but they're a very cool archetype, and of course, also, they can make Magnus breaking the computer. They can make this boy, which is a very, very cool boss monster. You can give more materials to give it 6+ effects, given how much it takes to get into this, you're making this turn 1. Then we have fossils, yeah. Jim is coming as a lookable character. We're not getting the big Skull Gales dragon thing, which is, kind of obvious. These all work around the spell card Fossil Fusion, which works by banishing materials in the graveyards, which means if your opponent has a Neko Valley, then I'm sorry, but your entire deck is kind of dead. And it's kind of like a mini Invoked if Invoked was a bit more fairer. I think that's kind of the best way to describe it. I think, there'll be a decent King of Games deck, but beyond that, I don't think they're going to be anything overly meta-relevant. There'll be a fun deck for sure, and of course, depends what we're getting with Jim. I think we're also going to be getting, up here, we're going to be getting things like Special Expectation, and of course, the Time Stream. And look at this! What's this? Is this Dark Magician support? It definitely looks like it. It definitely looks like it, so new rank reward maybe could be very, very cool if that is the case. And we're getting War Rocks. These are going to be absolutely dog shit in Duel Links. It's a deck that's mainly focused around the battle phase, and yes, they have got their searchable. Where is it? Is it Dignity, right? Which is the monster negate, or in the battle phase, it's a spell, trap, or monster effect negate, which is good, but it's during the battle phase when you would have been disrupted already. And so yes, they have got, they've got Mountain, right? Which is a searcher by Walk Mountain. They've got other stuff. They've got Ordeal, and a lot of their stuff is in here. They've got Mahmood. But again, Mahmood is cool if Duel Links was back in 2017, right? But doing all this in the battle phase is cool, but when we have so much that does stuff in the main phase that can shut down this entire deck, it's not really there. For me personally, it's interesting. We're getting them. Yeah, kind of a hard pass. Then we're getting some Sacred Beast stuff. We're getting a Chaos Summoning Beast and Dark Beckoning Beast, which we're not getting Fallen Paradise except in the skill. It is really important for the deck, and it does make the whole deck work with a skill. It's really good, right? I think overall, of the box stuff, I think the Sacred Beast might be the best skill combined with the box, because your normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast then can add your Chaos Summoning Beast. This gives you an extra normal summon. You can then summon this. This then special summons a Uriah or Raviel or Hamon. You would have done the Fallen Paradise combo in your hand and got that out. It's untargetable. This could be genuinely a very cool, very fun deck, a very cheap deck as well. Remember, because the Sacred Beasts are all previous event cards. They're all free to play. So this might be the first deck I play from the box, I think. I think it'll be the most interesting, right? I think it'll be the most interesting. So looking forward to this. Of course, Prisma again. And we're getting Miracle Rupture for the War Rocks and for the Fossils. It's a Foolish Burial, and also can draw 1 if there's a Fossil Fusion in the graveyard. So, cool. Probably, one of the better generic cards in the box. Very, very cool. Number 55, Go Goliath. Not all that great. It's it's cool you can revive Earth from your graveyard, add it back to hand, and gain some defense points, but beyond that, no, just no. And surprisingly, Fire Fist Swan. Now, this is cool because it works in Loonlights. It's generic Beast Warriors, so I believe it works in Loonlights, which is really cool. And you're not going to be getting the burn damage off. That's not important, right? The battle phase effect is important. During the battle phase, cool effect, send a 5 formation card to the graveyard, then pop a card in the field. That is pretty good, And if you can make this in Loonlights with your tanking on the field, then it gives that deck some removal, which they don't really have right now, actually. So, outside of the level 2 summon. So, this could be very cool in our deck. Very cool. And I'll say very cool 100 times. I know I say it a lot, but yeah. Overall, obviously, yes, then we've then got Walk Mountain. Again, we talked about this kind of a little bit. It's fine. It's got protection. It's got a searching on it. It can special summon. Like, it doesn't fix what's wrong with War Rocks, and that's the fact that that archetype, just by itself, is so battle phase reliant. And that is it. This has protection, but it's still so battle phase reliant. So, yeah. Overall, the box seems okay, if not a little bit not great, honestly. there are some standout cards, right? You know, hero players, you got some good stuff. Sacred Beast players, you got some good stuff. The Super Quantums are very cool, and they'll get better over time. Also, Weathering Soldier, by the way, for fossils, is kind of your go-to turn 1 play, right? You'll summon this, it's destroyed, you then search out your Fossil Fusion for next turn. Right, that's kind of it. I think fossils depend on, again, what we're getting, what the skill is going to be like, and how easy it is to work around having to, like, your opponent is a main part of fossils. Because if you look at them, these require a rock plus a level 5 or 6, or a rock plus a level 7 higher. So they actively require your opponent's cards or yours. It's going to be interesting to see how they work. Right, I think that's it. I think it's a very good content box, but as a PvP competitive box, I don't think it's there. I could be wrong, you know, I could be 100% wrong, but that's my kind of thoughts and impressions. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. My voice is killing me. I've got, you know, at the moment, oh, Jackpot 7. This was funny in Master Duel. I wonder if you can make this work in Duel Links. I'm sure someone will, and that'll be very funny. Also, there's Trilogy, which, okay, I assume it deals quarter damage, which is pretty funny, but sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. This was a mess. See you then.